What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video of mine. In this video I'm going to be talking about my drug addiction, kind of where I started and where I ended up. So I'm going to be listing off pretty much everything that I've tried, and a lot of experiences that I've had, and yeah, so let's get into it. The very first thing I ever did, you guessed it, weed. Yeah, it's pretty much everybody's first, I guess. I remember I was chilling with my friend one night, and she had offered me a hit of some weed, and I had no idea what it did. Back then I thought that, like, when you smoke weed you'd see dragons and leprechauns and stuff, but that was very much not the case. Anyway, so I did it that night, and I didn't get high the first time, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Like, we smoked and then we went to go lay down for a bit, and I don't really remember feeling anything. But a few days later, I went to school. Like, she had let me smoke some right before I went to school, and that was the first time I ever got high on weed. And damn, I was stoned. Like, everything was in slow motion at school, and it blew my mind. And I fell in love with it right away, and I started doing a lot of it. This was back in 2010, so I was 16 years old. So I smoked weed for a while there, and then I started getting into hydrocodone before school. That was my thing. I would wake up, take a couple hydrocodones, and then I would go to school. And I would just be super happy and super relaxed, so comfortable for like the next 4 or 5 hours. And so I did that for a while, and eventually it caught up to me. I got caught with some, and so did my friend that I had offered him that day. And unfortunately, we both got expelled, and they shouldn't have expelled him. I mean, it was my fault, and I felt like such a piece of shit for that, as I should, because he got expelled because of me. So yeah. So that's like the first negative thing that drugs did to me, was it got me expelled from school. I got in a lot of trouble. And so I was kind of off hydrocodone for a while after that. I would do it every once in a blue moon, but once my stepdad caught on that I was stealing his stuff, he would hide it, and sometimes I'd find it. And you know, I'm such a piece of shit for that, because, like, you know, he needs it. He was in genuine pain, and I'm just over here like, oh man, I feel so good though, how can I not do it? So after that I pretty much just smoked weed. I stopped doing the hydrocodone, and I was going over to a friend's house every night after school, and I would just stay over all night and smoke weed. And I remember that was the first time I got really high. Like, I was freaking out. Like, it was embarrassing. Like, I could have sworn there was like someone behind their bedroom door that was out to get me. Like, I was paranoid, so paranoid, in front of like 6 people, and it was the most embarrassing thing ever, and that made me look like a damn fool. So after that, eventually I got into fake bake, or spice, or K2 potpourri. I was into that for a very, very long, well, a few years. I was into that for a few years, and that stuff is so bad for you, man. Like when you, like, they say it's synthetic weed, but it's nothing like weed. It's like, well, because they were spraying this shit with like weed killer, like shit you had no idea what they were spraying it with. And so when you smoke it, you just, for me at least, it was just a rush of anxiety and the weirdest feeling in the world. I mean, like, I could, like, if I had a blanket on and I was high on that stuff, I could feel that entire blanket just touching me, and it would freak me out. Like, that stuff was not good. It was so nasty for you, and like, I don't know, it really dulls your brain a lot. Like, I think it legitimately burnt holes in my brain. So I did that for a while. Every single day. I would go over to my friend's house. I pretty much lived over at my friend's house for a while over the summer, and we would just smoke it every single night. And we'd get to a point, like, if we ran out, we'd be so desperate. We would scrap the couches for change. We would steal money from his dad. He has like a big jug of coins. We'd take a bunch of coins and go to a money machine and put all the coins in, get some money, and then we go buy a bag of potpourri and be set for a couple days. And that was the thing, like, it was so convenient because it was so legal. And needless to say, that's banned now, but they're starting to make a comeback, unfortunately. So be careful about that stuff. It's not good. It's very stupid. So after the whole fake bake thing, I got into DXM. How I found out about that was through a friend who said you could get high on it. I was like, no way. So of course I look it up, and yeah, you can definitely get high on it. So I went to Walgreens that day, got me a couple Robitussin bottles, and was one for me and one for my friend. We were gonna take it right before school, and we did. And they, needless to say, they found out we were high. Like, we were cooking that day at school, so me and my friend were just being idiots, and we got busted. And unfortunately, our parents did find out, and we got in a lot of trouble for that. So, but hey, we didn't get expelled, so that's always good. So I was doing that for a while. Usually just the Robitussin capsules or drink it. I really don't like drinking it though. I'd definitely rather take the capsules. Drinking it definitely comes on stronger, but it tastes so bad. Like, you're gonna probably throw up, and I hate throwing up. I will do anything I can, anything in my power to like not throw up, no matter what it is. So after DXM, which I was still kind of doing everything else in the background except for hydrocodone. I was kind of off that for the rest, and I also wasn't really smoking weed anymore because I couldn't find any, so it was just fake bake pretty much the whole time. But my friend told me about diphenhydramine, Benadryl, and that you could get high off of it. And this time, stupid enough, just wanting to get high, I didn't even bother looking it up or anything. Me and 4 other friends took it. We took like an entire 13-pack one night, and one of them was not tripping, and I was chilling with him, and I remember I was like the only one tripping. I woke up the next morning, and the whole floor was like just waving. I was laying on the floor, so like all I saw was just. And then I had to go to a wedding that day, and I remember seeing spiders all over the place and just jumping off of my shoe as I was trying to put it on. Freakiest thing ever. And I remember every time I closed my eyes that night, I would see my friends. I would be in a chair, and I'd see my friends all sitting there looking at me and talking to me, and I would respond back. And my friend would look down at me from his bed and be like, yo, what? I'm like, I don't know, man. I was just talking to you guys, I swear. And he was pissed because he didn't get high at all off of it, so he was just annoyed that I got high off of it. So pretty much did all that for a very long time, and then one day eventually I found LSD. That was the one. That was like the big one for me because that ended up being my all-time favorite drug. The first time we took it didn't really work, so we had to go back and get some more, and I fell in love with that first actual experience I had, because everything made perfect sense and everything was beautiful. I felt so connected with everything. I love psychedelics, man. They have definitely changed my life, for the better and for the worse. But like, as far as how I think it definitely improved my way of thinking. My perception on everything is so different, and I'm much more open-minded because of acid. So I ended up doing that quite a bit. Not really a whole lot. And I was doing it pretty often, but not like every single day yet. Eventually I got into 2CB, 2CE, and I had some pretty crazy experiences on those. Another story for another video. But yeah, I wasn't really into 2CB that much, to be honest. My friend loved it. I didn't really like it. It just didn't really do much for me. And then eventually I came across shrooms, and again, it's weird. I wasn't really a huge fan of it. I did like it. I liked it a lot, but I wasn't like not nearly as much as I liked acid. But shrooms definitely gave me very weird vibe. It was very chill, but it was also just weird. I don't know how to really explain it. Again, another story for another video, but yeah. And I'm like kind of rushing through this video just because I want to kind of say all the shit that I tried and kind of where I ended up on drugs. So I'm just going through everything that I did, and I'll tell you how I ended up after all this shit. So for a while I was doing pills, Lortabs, Xanax, Adderall, you name it, cocaine. Sometimes I would do that. I got arrested on DXM twice, driving under the influence, unfortunately. My first time, I was going to pick up my paycheck from work, and I hit a guy in front of me, and to this day, I kind of want to say it was his fault, because he like slammed his brakes right in front of me, but it doesn't matter because I was on DXM. So as soon as we pulled into the parking lot, I like ran into my workplace and grabbed my check. I didn't even think nothing of it. And then of course he called the cops, and the cops came and checked me out, and I went to jail that night. So the second time, I was sleeping in a Whataburger parking lot or something like that, and yeah, they pulled up behind me and did a test on me, and again went to jail. Eventually I went to a party, to one of my coworkers' parties, because it was his last day at work and we were all celebrating, and I did a lot of cocaine that night. I smoked a lot of weed, and I drank a lot of alcohol. And I got into my car. I was blackout. I don't remember doing this. I got into my car to go get cigarettes, I'm pretty sure, and I hit a pole at a stoplight, and nobody saw me. Nobody saw me. You know how lucky I am, because if I would have gotten caught, third strike, I would have been in prison for sure. And so once I hit the pole, airbag, boom, hit my eye, hit my face pretty hard. I pulled out. I drove into a 7-Eleven parking lot and slept on the airbag for a couple hours. Some teenagers came up to my car, knocked on my window, woke me up, and asked if I was alright, and drove me back to the party, and I slept there. Woke up the next day. We had to break into my car because I locked it with the keys inside, or something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I did. And so we had to break the window to get in, and yeah, that was stressful as fuck. By the way, that car crash made me blind. I'll put a picture up of what it did to my eye. So yeah, I mean, I was blind out of that one eye for about 2 weeks. So yeah, that really messed me up. Don't drink and drive, please, because it will kill you. You will die. You will hurt other people. Just don't do it, please. So dangerous. So anyway, after that, for a while, I was doing a lot more psychedelics, a lot of acid. For a while there, I was doing acid pretty much every day, every single day, every single night. And after a while, it doesn't become a learning tool anymore. It just starts rewiring your brain, and it starts actually fucking up the way you think rather than improve it. So yeah, I was doing that pretty much every single night. I was doing shrooms every other day when I could get them. That was a hard one to get. I always had a problem getting shrooms. Eventually, I took way too much Delsum, and I OD'd. I went to the hospital. I had to get a catheter put in, and I left that town after that. I moved here, and I was sober for a pretty long time, about a year, I'd say. And then I got into Adderall, because I started taking my mom's Adderall. I didn't know that it was going to do what it did, because I guess I didn't remember what it did before. But I was playing a lot of video games. I was playing NHL, I think, on Xbox, and Adderall got me to the number 3 spot in the world online. So I was taking it pretty much every day or every other day just to play video games. And that fucks me up because I got super, super skinny. I'm already skinny, but that made me super skinny because you can't eat on that stuff. Your heart, it's so bad for your heart. I mean, running up and down the stairs after being up for 48 hours gives me a fucking heart attack, seriously. So, I mean, that's pretty much everything I did because I'm still struggling a lot. I haven't done Adderall in a while. It's been maybe a month or two. No, I think it's been about 2 months. And yeah, if I can get it, I would take it right now if I could. But fortunately, my mom has gotten really good at hiding it, and I'm trying not to ever go look for it because I know how bad it is for me. And this is a new year, and I really want to improve myself this year. I want to get myself on the right track. I want to start working out, getting healthy, eating right, and all that stuff. So, also when I moved here, after the whole Adderall thing, I was drinking a lot of wine. I drank a lot of wine for a few months, and I mean every single night I was just getting drunk off wine and talking to friends on Discord, playing a game, and that was every single night, just being a fucking idiot, getting drunk as fuck. So I guess I was a borderline alcoholic pretty much at one time. But other than that, here I am now, surprisingly still alive. And I mean, I'm blessed. I'm so grateful that I'm alive because, you know, I did a lot of stupid shit and I should not be alive. Or I should be in prison, you know, one or the other. I guess bottom line would be, just don't do drugs, man. If you are an addict like me, then seek help. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really sought help because I have a hard time wanting to quit. I don't want to quit, but I do. I mean, you'll probably understand that if you're an addict, but like, you want to quit doing drugs, but you don't. I wouldn't do them if they weren't so damn fun. And it's just, it's hard, man. Like, I hate being an addict. I really hate it. I'm willing to steal money. I'm willing to steal medication. I'm willing to break my family's heart just to get high. It will ruin your life. I mean, I try to imagine my life if I had never done drugs. I'd have my own house by now. I'd be doing really good for myself, probably. And I can't say that for sure 100%, but that's what I think it'd been like. I think my life would have gone a whole lot better if I had never done drugs. But I'm also a person who believes that everything happens for a reason. So, I mean, I'm here for a reason. I'm not dead like I think I should be, or I'm not in prison like I think I should be. I'm here for a reason, I believe. And still trying to figure out what the hell that reason is, but I'm here. So, guys, that's kind of my video on everything I've tried, pretty much. And why drugs are stupid, why they're bad, and how they can ruin your life. And like I said, I'm just blessed. I mean, I'm a 1 in a million, because everyone else who gets addicted, they ended up dying or going to prison, you know? I wouldn't say 1 in a million. There's a lot of people that come out of it okay, but there's a lot more who don't, I guess. But anyways, I'm gonna let this one go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you guys in the next video.